scan the room. Alright, we shall get started. Hello, my name is Ebony Dawson. I am a student nurse at the University of South Alabama, and I will be taking care of you today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my order form and the hospital policy. Okay, and now we'll perform hand hygiene. And then I will identify the patient using two identifiers. So the first identifier is going to be the name, Jaguar Jones, date of birth, 8/25/1963, 8/25/1963. I do see here that you have an allergy to penicillin. Any other allergies I should be aware of? All right. So I'm just going to explain the procedure. We are doing an enema insertion today. So now I will gather my equipment. Got my towel, bedpan, my water-resistant linen, enema bag, the soap, goggles, my washcloth, and some clean gloves. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I will perform hand hygiene and then put on my clean goggles. Okay, so at this point I will now be inserting water into the tube in the bag. Okay, so before we begin, I would clamp the tubing, okay, and then I will be putting in 750 to 1,000 milliliters of water. And whenever we do put it in, just make sure we don't get this tube touching the inner part of the sink. Okay, okay, so I will turn on warm water. And then after I got my 750 milliliters to 1,000 milliliters of water, I will put in my soap. I'll have it opened up. Okay. And then I will close this back. And then I will agitate the bag. And then I will unclamp the tubing, or prime the tubing, and then I would reclamp it. Okay. And then I will turn off this water. And then I will lay it on a flat surface. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I will now be putting on some clean gloves. Now I will raise the patient's bed to a working level for me, a working height level. Lower their side rail, and I will position them in left lateral Sims position. And then I would put on or put under them their waterproof linen. After we have done that, I will grab the end of the tubing with my dominant hand, lubricate the end of the tubing, and then I will begin the process. Now, I will first put my non-dominant hand on the patient's hip, and then I will instruct them to take slow, deep breaths, and I will spread the buttocks, and then I will insert the tubing 3 to 4 inches. Now, while holding the tubing in place at all times, when inserting, if the patient has history of hemorrhagic, you can instruct them that they can bear down. But while holding the tubing at all times, I will grab the bag and hold it 12 to 18 inches above the patient, and then I would unclamp the tube. Now, if the patient begins to experience any discomfort, you can reclamp the tube and lower the bag. At this time, we will now remove. We would usually like the patient to keep enema in for 10 to 15 minutes. And we will remove the tube. We would grab our bedpan, and we will be using the pink bedpan, and we will place this wider part under the patient's buttocks, and this thinner part is going to be facing the thigh. So you would put it under them like this, and then you would leave the patient in privacy and let them try to get rid of any bowel movements that they might have. After that, you would come back, and after giving them 10 to 15 minutes, you would come back, or whenever they're ready, we would remove this bedpan from the patient, place a towel over the bedpan, and set it aside. And then we would clean the rectum, and then you can remove the water-resistant linen at this time. Okay, then you can throw it away, and then we will be taking the bedpan to the bathroom. And if your hands or gloves are visibly soiled, you can change them, and then you can put on clean gloves. After we have cleaned the patient up, we will cover them back up for privacy, raise their side rail, lower their bed, and then we will position them comfortably. And then we will wash our hands, and then we will begin to document what has occurred. So first we will document the amount and color, the type. We will also document the amount and color of the discharge, how the patient took the procedure, and how the patient was treated, and how we left the patient.